Jade, do you know we're old?
I, dude, we're so old. It's so sad.
You want to know how disgustingly old we are?
Tell me.
A show that changed our life, The Office, just made its 20-year release date
Oh, that
two,
makes
three
me
months ago,
sick,
recently.
dude. 20
20
years?
years. 20 years. I'm going to make it more sick. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I watched it live. Okay. I didn't have back then the DVRs weren't DVRs, not streaming, the things that
Right.
you would DVR a show. Weren't as readable. TiVo wasn't. My family was getting by. I would record it on a VCR to watch some of the. Yeah, that's how 2005 was still. You could still record things in 2005.
I remember I remember those days. I remember doing that, recording on VCRs. We had a few
Yeah,
movies that we'd stolen from so you would have your VCR device, your whatever
put
videotape
it on the
device.
channel and hit record.
Yeah, you'd be on a channel and it would basically like Bandicam screen record it.
And I knew it was bad because I had friends come over and I played it, and they all looked at me because they were all. We grew up in a richer area, I will say,
Yeah.
and they all had that, and I didn't yet, and they were like a little perplexed. But you know what? We got by. But it's just
Dude,
a fun memory now.
the amount of prep you have to do to physically record something is pretty shocking. Like
So
if you
shocking.
wanted to videotape a movie that was playing on TV or a show, you had to prep for it because you couldn't just start recording halfway through. Otherwise, it's done. So you
Yeah,
had
and
to.
you can't rewatch it. They had summer reruns, but The Office was such a new show. We didn't know we were gonna have summer reruns, so if you kind of missed it, you missed it. Um,
100%.
but it
And
was in the right era of digital content, though. As much as we're making it sound old, there was a little company called Apple who had something called iTunes, where you could buy the episode and watch it.
were you a fan from the pilot?
Yeah. So a little since nights we've been wanting to do a full Office cast for a long time. We're talking about The Office. If you can't tell, I'm wearing my assistant to the regional manager shirt. For those listening in, so we've been wanting to do this for a while. It I've always loved TV. So when this came out, I was a huge Steve Carell fan from The Daily Show. So I knew him already. I thought he was so funny. So when I saw the pilot, I think I missed the pilot, but they had previews of one, and it was the basketball one, and that's what our glory days of playing basketball. So I'm like, I have to watch this show. So I watched it from the second episode on. I've never missed it till till this day. But yeah, no, it was day one. I would watch it. Like I said, I was recording it, so back then you had to record them.
So you
And it was
started on Diversity Day. That's a good one to start on.
yeah, it was. I mean, later they did do reruns, so I did catch up really fast because they only had 10 episodes, 8 for the first season. It was a half season because they didn't believe in it, right? It was a British show that came over. NBC canceled it almost. So
Multiple times. Like
yeah,
it's crazy. For the value of the show, it's amazing how close it was to just never existing.
yeah, it was iTunes again. The iTunes, which doesn't exist now, was so high, people buying to watch the series when it was done that they picked it up. I mean, some of the
Um,
cast members weren't even official cast members till midway through season 2. So
yeah, dude, it's crazy. The amount of stories and backlog and like the fact that it's so funny that really it didn't peak until Netflix had it on there and people would just rewatch it. And they're like, holy cow, we can't let this golden goose go. And NBC was like, actually, we're going to buy it back.
yeah, because that's what if you had cable, TBS did it where they would just play it. Literally, they do it now with The Big Bang Theory. It needs to have a lot of seasons to be syndicated, but it would just be on every day for like 5 hours because you can leave it in the background, and it's crazy to see. I remember in the mid 2010s, I can just get home and it'd be on, just on. And that was before internet TV that just has like there's a Portlandia channel that's on internet TV that just plays it consistently.
So we
But yeah,
did
so
have TiVo, Johnny, just FYI, we did have TiVo when this started out, but we started a little later. We started on season 2, actually. It was when my family was first showing it from my uncle. My uncle goes, "Oh, I love this show. Check this out." And he shows us the fire episode,
oh my goodness.
and he set a fire in our heart. So from that day on, we started TiVoing it, and then we had collected all the old ones. So then after that, we could watch it. But yeah, so it initially took us a while to, it was probably a year later when it was a year later when we finally got our stuff. It's kind of interesting.
It's crazy. It's It's been done. So we would kind of want to just do it season by season and talk about episodes we liked and meaningful things because yeah, there's few things that we quote almost every cast nights, and The Office is one of them. Probably next to Secondary Community. It's probably the second most.
I think so.
Yeah. But Office. So easily my first go-to rewatch was the basketball episode on season 1, just because it made sense how we played sports, and it was just so funny. Like they made stereotyping, like they've always made fun of Michael for being Michael, like racist and stereotyping, really, like all kidding aside, but they made it in such a funny way that you can't do it today, but you could have done it then, and it was great.
Well,
So
the
I just
joke
loved
was it was never, oh, Michael's being racist. That's funny. The joke is Michael is so unaware and such an
unaware.
idiot. That's the funny part, is that he's saying these things and like we're making fun of him, not we're making fun of other races or anything like that.
No, yeah, we're making fun of him just to like, Stanley, you're on the team. Why me? And then, so you know what I mean? Like, it's great. And then he didn't think Jim was the best player. And then, basketball was his jam. Larry Legend. He's Larry Legend.
Doesn't he say something? You're going to have to help me with this quote, but he's like, Jim's like, I'll take Roy. And Michael goes, actually, I think Roy's their best player. I'll take Roy. You take Blanche or whatever her name is.
Lonnie. I think it was
Yeah,
Lonnie.
you'll take Lonnie.
And also, too, me and Jay, we played a lot of sports. We're not just nerds. We're also the sports nerds. Whenever in a pickup game, ever called a foul, I just remember laughing so hard when he took his shots. Yeah, foul. So anyways, so that to me is, I mean, season 1 has really great stuff, and also we'll talk about what the smartest thing in the world NBC did with their streaming site by making super fan episodes. But for me, rewatching it in the beginning was always basketball was always my favorite one of that season, and then probably the Hot Girl, but that's when they had Pam 2.0 show up.
Okay, so just talking through this. So I love Johnny's plan. This is so great. So we'll dedicate one podcast episode to one season. Before we get further into some of these episodes and the nitty gritty, I do have the question. Out of all the seasons, is the first season the worst season?
No, 9 is the worst. Ugh.
Yeah, thank you. First isn't the worst. I would say the first pilot episode is but I actually, like, some people bashed some of these early episodes, but I love them,
hilarious.
dude.
No. The problem with the pilot is that it is word for word the British pilot. That's kind of the rule they had to do. There's I think like 12 offshoots, and they're all kind of the same. Like I even watched one that was made in India, and the first season, the pilot's the exact same concept. Someone comes in, they learn about it. There's a new temp, so they're all kind of the same premise. But no, I mean, one is golden. Michael's hair looks different. They're just trying to figure it out because they're trying to be too much into The Office, and then they switched it up a little bit more. Too much in the British Office, sorry. And then they switched it up to Americanize it or be themselves.
It is fun. So as we talk about a first season, you think a lot of these characters kind of came pre-made. If you watch the auditions, which I'm sure you have, the people that were auditioning were very different. So I think Seth Rogen auditioned for Michael, and his performance, he sounded just like Seth Rogen.
Dwight.
Dude. Yeah. Who was the other? There was another actor who not Rain.
He's actually he's big. He was on Mr. Show. How am I drawing a blank? He's the from Breaking Bad. He's the lawyer.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. Yeah. Bob Omnaki I mispronounced the name, but they did politely bring him back in 8 and to show the universe, and he's still good though. Like it would have been like, yeah, that would have been a good show, but not a great show.
It wouldn't have been Steve Carell, dude. So that's the thing I'm getting at is, so they also show on Modern Family, Cam. Yes, thank you. Seth Rogen is Cam.
Kevin. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Cam
and then
is Kevin, and then it was also another from Parks and Rec, the one who's on Severance.
Adam Scott.
Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah. Ben Wyatt.
Yeah, Ben. He was auditioning to be Jim. Those are bigger names at the time too.
Yes. So it is funny if you watch Seth Rogen was clearly way bigger than Rainn Wilson at this point. But if you watch his and then you watch Rainn Wilson's, Rainn kind of came pre-made. It's amazing they almost ran with it. Like, urine is sterile. that's a fact. Like his intensity and everything, like it's so hard to catch lightning in a bottle, and they totally did it, in my opinion. And you can see it right off the bat. Like all these characters, they evolve and they change a bit, but like their core person is still there. No one had to do a complete 360. Where in other shows you do see that, right? Like you see characters that completely are like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, and I get the adage of people saying like, well, only because you're used to them, that's why it worked. That's true, but also I can see where it wouldn't have worked. And not one of them did not get something better. Yeah,
no,
not one of them didn't do something better.
Yeah, they won the part for a reason, because it's really good. Okay, so you had already mentioned basketball and Hot Girl. Let's talk about Hot Girl a little bit. So I will agree with you with basketball. The amount of times, so I grew up playing basketball, the amount of times I quoted that episode, like I'm doing a layup and I go, 3! Or just toss it over the board.
I usually make those. What's wrong with me today? What's wrong with me today?
African Americans, their jaws dropped. Nothing but net. Dude, I quote it so much.
And it's just like the prep and getting ready and
what he's doing his high knees.
And then he's trying to do like, and I remember doing that too, like the Harlem Globetrotters, the trying to show off dribble.
Or he's eating before. Rookie mistake.
Gonna get a stomach cramp.
Oh, so I love the basketball episode. I agree with you. That's, in my mind, that's probably a top 10 all the time, but maybe even top 5. Like that is one of their best episodes. Okay, let's talk about Hot Girl though. Yeah,
and freaking it's Amy Adams. Yeah, Hot Girl. See, like I'm saying, all done well. And it was just funny because it made Jim try a little bit different and Michael misunderstand things. And I mean, I just last night I was playing D&D with some of our friends and they were talking about flavors and I'm like, blue's not a flavor. Oh, Blue Blast. I love that flavor. When Michael's getting his car cleaned out, if there's a Gatorade bottle.
Dude, Michael is all of us though. At some point in our lives, everyone has tried to hit on someone who's way out of their league, and they're just trying to like put on. Everyone has done this at some point, whether it was in elementary school or middle school or whatever.
Or yesterday, I asked a girl if it's cool about futons.
He's so gross. Putting the cologne as he's cleaning out his car.
Still a little bit left in the straw.
And the intensity with which he's like, do you want to, like, I can give you a ride home.
Yeah, what? I can save you. And, and Dwight being his subordinate and just showing the hierarchy.
I love so much when he comes in and he's like, I knew you'd love that coffee, you pretty little girl.
Leaded or unleaded. Just a lot
of I quote that all the time. You pretty little girl.
It's weird you're saying it to me, but I always say thank you.
Oh, gobbled it right up.
But yeah, like I said, the first season, only one season is a lot. Everything else, great season.
Agreed. So we've talked about the pilot. It's kind of meh. I do enjoy the healthcare episode simply for like the diseases that they come up with, like hot dog fingers.
Yeah. Or the one that's a real disease. Like, but no one here has it.
Anal fissures.
Yeah, someone has it.
It's so sad. It sets up Dwight so well too. Is just being, and Michael being such a weakling. Michael's just so pathetic.
Just rewarding treats.
It is interesting in the beginning. Michael really doesn't have redeeming qualities, right? Like you kind of just hate him in the beginning, even though he makes you laugh. As the seasons go on, you can see there is a small distinction where Michael does have some lovable like change. I don't know if do you feel that way? Like,
oh yeah. Even on the last, I think 7 when he's in, Jim even announces, I didn't think he'd be this great of a boss when you first started.
Mm-hmm.
He does calm down a little, or I guess they all just kind of work better with each other, and their goals change. Like Jim becomes a salesman because he actually has a wife to provide for, a family, right? So things do change. It changes very organically in the show for a lot of them.
Going off the bat, what are your thoughts on Roy? Was he always a jerk, or do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's you have to make him a jerk because the audience won't support Pam. Wouldn't be likable if her fiance was a good guy. If her fiance was Jim and she was working with Roy and Roy was hitting on her, you would not like that character. So Roy had to be a jerk. They gave him a little bit out at the end of I think season 7 or 8, but they had to make him a jerk. And in fact, Peacock, who had the super fan episode, so Nights really fast, we'll go over it a little bit more, but Peacock is they put the deleted scenes on the original ones that came out. So the runtime on the first is 22 minutes on the originals, with the deleted scenes are about 27 minutes long. So it's like you're watching a whole new episode. Anyways, Roy is over the top on those. So they cut out a lot of making him even worse, the bad guy. But they had to. You can't have a likable character getting cheated on and still like the other protagonist.
I heard the deleted episodes are the normal, or the deleted scenes are the normal scenes, and the normal scenes are the deleted scenes on Superfans.
You just blew my mind.
So speaking of that, they actually, it's funny that you said that. That is so true in storytelling. They actually make the opposite mistake later on. Do you know who I'm talking about? Where someone,
Karen.
yes, Karen is likable.
Karen's likable. I like Karen a lot. If she came in season 2, I think it would have been even worse because there wasn't as established of Pam and Jim. But I've always liked Karen a lot. I mean, they liked her so much, the offshoot, they put her in Parks and Rec. Like, she's just a good character.
Yeah.
And likable and there for him.
I actually really like Karen. So for me, it was easy to cheer against Roy and easy to cheer for Pam and Jim. I had a harder time cheering for Pam and Jim when Jim was with Karen because, like,
she did nothing wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Karen didn't do anything wrong. She just had friendly fire, you know? The only thing she did wrong was point blanking him in Call of Duty.
I'm wrong. I like that about her. Put a little spin.
Joke's on you. I'm into it.
She no, and in fact, that's one of my favorite seasons is 3. So yeah, Karen's great, but that's season 3. We can go really fast on season 2.
I would say let's just stick with one. Let's do one per episode. We haven't even talked about Diversity Day, and I really need to talk about that with you. Could you make Diversity Day today?
Oh, heck no. Are you kidding? A lot of this you can't. I mean, even he said you can't make it, which is kind of sad because it shouldn't matter. That's how people are. But no, we know for a fact, like Michael has said, you can't do a lot of stuff. The Gay Witch Hunt, season 3, the one that won them an Emmy, would be a hard time today to do.
So Diversity Day, if you're having a hard time remembering it, this is the one where Michael is in trouble for doing a Chris Rock routine. And it's so funny because it's so Michael for him to hear Chris Rock do a routine and think, I can do that just as well. Same comedic timing.
Yeah, same play. And I mean, even like comedians will say that. You think you can say this? You think my jokes are safe? Say that at work tomorrow. See if you don't get in trouble.
Yeah. And Michael
I actually did that one time. When so Michael got reprimanded and he had to sign a contract and he signed it Daffy Duck instead of his name. I did that once. I had to sign a contract with friends and I wrote Daffy Duck. And
my favorite part is so they send in like a racial sensitivity trainer and he's like, my name is Mr. Brown.
Not falling for that.
First test passed. Well, it's my name.
But yeah, and then what does he do? He makes it the most racist episode by them having to do stuff.
Yeah, like they start talking in stereotypes with a picture on their forehead. We have to bring up because this is the first video we get to see of beautiful Michael doing his homemade videos. We have to quickly talk about some of those real quick. And where does this one rank in them? So I'm talking about when he goes, if you are a racist, I will attack you with the North. Abraham Lincoln once said.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, my favorite of all time is the I think it's 3, the bomb threat one, where he's like teaching his son how to do things. Not the bomb threat, the one where he's like, put this here, put that there. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, he's showing him how to jumpstart a car, and then he's like, put this one on the wire, and then put this other one anywhere in the car. And then Dwight cuts the camera and shakes his head like, don't do that.
And then he's like, I'm already dead.
I'm gonna teach you how to undo a bra. And Pam walks away and he can sit Dwight.
I think that's a good first place. I was trying to think. I love the Scranton Witch Project.
Oh, the what's it called? The welcoming you into the company one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's words for it. But yeah, it's the introduction one.
Lazy Scranton.
Yeah. But it's they did it for man, why do we never know words when we cast? But anyway, yeah, that's a good one too.
For Stanford?
Yeah. It's orientation video. Oh my gosh, that sucked. The orientation video. Yeah.
Sitting in my office with a plate of grilled bacon.
My favorite is I tried to Google because I don't know memes or things well, and I had to Google that, and it just took me to the Office one. I'm like, fair enough.
I don't know what song they're basing it off of.
Well,
Like,
it was an internet meme at the time, so yeah.
I that went over my head.
And
so
I only
like,
knew it because at the end, Jim goes, "Thank you, internet." Like,
oh, okay. So before we move on to, there's one episode we haven't talked about that I cannot remember for the life of me anything happening in it. So you're gonna have to help me out. It's called The Alliance. I remember Jim and Dwight form an alliance, but I don't remember anything else that happens.
Yeah. They just it was there was gonna be downsizing, so Jim pretends to be in alliance with Dwight, and he gets Dwight to like bleach his hair and hide, to be undercover.
Okay.
Though that one is a hit and miss one for me because it is funny you really get to see Jim prank with Dwight on Dwight. like there was a scene where it was probably Toby or Kevin, so accounting and HR were having lunch, and Jim's like, they're having lunch, that's bad, the different departments, and they're all freaking out. I think Angela was there too, and he's like, why? He's like, because they get fired, and so he freaks out and like tries to eavesdrop, and then he like uses an excuse to hang out with Pam, who gets to know everything. Pam, so I have to be talking to her and joking around with her, and Dwight believes it, showing how gullible he is.
And this is not the one where it can't be the one where Pam tapes him into a box.
It's that one.
It is that one. Okay.
Yeah. So Dwight tapes him. Jim tapes him down there to hide at the warehouse, and then Pam pretends to talk on the phone, and then Dwight like is breaking through while she's talking, and she starts laughing and leaves. The annoying part about that is that Roy runs in and it's like, you copping a feel, man? Why are you touching my girl? It's like I'm saying, they did that one so over the top.
Yeah.
Like he starts to like push Jim, and I'm like, dude, that's assault. Like it's not.
Yeah.
So they could have done that in a way where it was not so aggressive, but that's the first start of like, okay, this guy's not only like apathetic, doesn't care about his, girlfriend, but he's also like aggressive and has anger issues.
Which clearly shows later on when
way more. Yeah.
When he takes a swing.
Yeah, but at least that's also, I mean, that's kind of, you made out with a girl. That's on you, Jim. Like, you should be swung at, but you should be talked to.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, agreed.
That's why that's one of my least favorite episodes is Casino Night. That's season 2.
It is mildly icky that they're still together, but also like you kind of wanted it, so that's a little.
Yeah, there's Conan O'Brien did back. It was either the Emmys, one of them. They used to do like skits on shows that were going on, and so Conan O'Brien fell into all the TV shows, and he fell into The Office. And it's really funny. He was joking around, and he talks to Pam's like, I can see myself having a weird love story with her for 2 to 3 seasons till we finally get together. So he calls it out while talking about the show because they can't do it right away. Like you have to prolong it.
Agreed. I'm trying to think any other like major memorable moments from this season before we move on. I do enjoy Jello and Stapler and Jello. Like it's pretty good.
That's so cliche.
Ryan in the beginning isn't a total psycho.
Yeah, that agency could have taken him anywhere.
I do. Okay, I feel like we still need to talk a little bit about Hawk Girl just because the moment is so perfectly Michael when they're walking towards their car. And she's like, I'm going to go home with Jim. And Michael's like, Jim is coming with us? Something like that.
Kind of mean. She could have told him. But...
I know. Like, I actually feel for Michael in that moment.
Yeah, you're relieved from your duty. Like, like she could have told him before
they walked into their cars. Actually, I'm going to go home with Jim.
And I've made that joke he does when he's like, I don't want you to be thrown off. This is a Corolla. That was my car to brag about how fancy it's not.
Oh, I do like that. Poor Michael. Like like I said, everyone's been there. Even though Michael kind of deserves it because he's a dweeb. Like, he's doing his best. He didn't need to have his face smeared in the mud. He's being uncomfortable, but like they could have told him earlier. They could have done it in a better way. It's a little mean. And he's like tearing up as he walks to his car.
Yeah, and then he turns it around and says, he cares more about his people than anyone else, which kind of always threw me off, but it was fine.
What is funny is Michael ends up landing a lot of like really pretty people in the series. Like if you look at it, like he's had a lot of really like
Oh yeah.
beautiful companions. You know, Jan, Carol, the I don't know, remember her name, the one who's
Oh
married,
yeah.
where he's the mistress.
The manager from the I forget about her too.
Um, maybe Ryan. You know, I do have a running theory that Michael and Pam actually did have a a relationship.
Oh,
It
I don't
comes
know.
up multiple
The-
times, and Pam
yeah.
every time is like, "No," and I'm like, "Me think
Thou
she
dost
protests too
protest too much. Yes.
much." Johnny, we're on the same page
Of
right now.
course. Well, I mean, she did just walk into his office when he was unchanging.
Yeah, what in
I
the
mean,
world, Pam?
such a good one too.
Oh, oh my goodness.
But
Okay,
yeah,
man.
but so season one, a lot of bringers, and like I said, the Peacock, the deleted scenes, which answers a lot of cool questions. So
Okay, because I refuse to watch the Superfan episodes. It's just not as much fun for me. Are there any season one Superfan episodes that you like, scenes that you need to tell us about that you can remember?
not that I can. So I need to watch shows to go to bed, and I've rewatched it so many times that I don't know the difference between them anymore now. So I can't really tell you. All I know is they're longer. You laugh. There is some dead moments in them, but yeah, Roy's a bigger douche on some of them.
I tried. I tried to watch the Superfan
They're
episodes.
like new episodes.
No, they're boring. Like they
You're
just make me
so
cringe.
you're so full of this is it. I'm getting a new podcast co-host.
All I can think is I can see why they cut this.
There was just so much gold. Well, how far did you get?
Not past like 5 episodes or something. Maybe I did the first season all the way through, and
No, you got to keep going.
I do enjoy some of, but they released the other thing is they released a lot of the good ones like on their channel, and so like
That is true. You can
Hank
get it
being the
on
Matrix.
YouTube channels, yeah, or on Instagram Reels. But it just flows. But it flows though. That's why I like it. It doesn't miss a beat.
Okay, let me ask you one final question then. Since you answered that one to some degree, let's crown the best episode of the season, and without a doubt, it's basketball, right?
Basketball for me. Yeah.
Not close.
I mean, Hot Girl will debate it. Anything but Diversity is great too. It's anything other than the Alliance and Pilot.
I'm gonna go all in with you on saying basketball is the best episode of the season. It's the most memorable, the most quotable. I think people should argue with us. What's the best episode from season 1? Seriously, I want to know because I think it's basketball.
Yeah, hands down. It made the show. When he passed it, when Jim asked for the ball, and he goes like, "Ball, ball, ball." Michael doesn't give it. Then he throws it when he wasn't looking.
Whoa!
Yeah, that I remember watching that and just dying.
I love when Stanley starts dribbling and he goes, "What? Come on, you gotta be
Worst
kidding
dribbler in ever."
I can't imitate it, but I do also love Dwight stealing it from Ryan and getting his own shot going,
and then trying to high five him.
Yeah, or Dwight, I was open after Dwight scores. So memorable. Johnny, I think let's listen to there. That's a good stopping point. That's season 1. What's your favorite episode of the season? Johnny and I say it's basketball. Any other final notes from season 1?
No, it's a great starting point. If you've never seen The Office, which is understandable, you can binge it. It was made 20 years ago, so mind the flip phones, mind the hair, mind some of the dialogue, but it's worth it. I had a friend who's never watched Friends before, and they watched it when Netflix bought it, I think back in 2016. And they're like, it was so hard to watch the original ones. I'm like, I know it's hard. Just power through the first season. We love it, but we're fans till we die. So
I don't like Friends.
I know, but I mean, I'm The Office. But I'm just saying how the time displacement is hard.
I got you. The one thing I agree with you, like if you look at the fashion, like Pam never lets, she never lowers that top button. Sorry.
Well, she does show too much elbow.
She is a hussy,
Yeah.
According to Angela.
She treats the office like her bedroom.
She is the office mattress.
But dude, I will say later on, because Angela's the biggest out of all of them. Is that the most ickiness, right? And they do call her out on that on the fan episodes. So that's why it's worth it. A lot of people get called out on their stuff.
As much, it's sometimes we're allowed to punch upward. We actually do love Pam, and we love Pam and Jim. I feel because there are some people out there who genuinely hate them. I'm nervous people are going to interpret our jokes as that way. No, we're just having fun.
I love them. But I will say this. This took me a long time to to come to terms with it, but I remember reading a meme and they were like, if you think about it, Pam and Jim are the biggest bullies of the office. They prank Dwight, think they're above everybody. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. They kind of are the bullies of everything. So in someone's story, there's always another villain, right? Everyone's a hero in their own story. Because what's Dwight? He's just trying to work hard and grow in the company. And some guy next to him keeps putting him down, right? So
there was a meme about I hate the office. It's just the story of a guy pranking his autistic coworker, bullying his autistic coworker. Yeah,
you're not wrong.
I like Pam. There are times where she drives me crazy, but I think that you kind of need that in characters. I think the same thing with Leslie Knope. Like there are times where she just drives me bonkers, and you kind of need that.
Calm them down. Yeah. She's, you know, she's what she is for Scranton, timid in this, and she does grow a lot. But like I said, Karen was such a good character. That's why I'm a little sour. Only because I rewatch a lot of season 3. My most rewatched season is probably 3. Which is rare for them to bring in new characters and still be so good. But
did he not see Pam or Karen from behind?
When was it? What was it? Pam 2 years ago? Oh no, it was Pam or Karen. That. We should do that one time. Nights, just come up to me and Jay when you see us out in the world. Say a random office line and see if we can tell you the episode. Chances are we can.
I love it so much, brother. Okay, well, that is season 1. We really enjoy it. We're actually having a lot of fun here. So join us with season 2 because it's going to be fun as we go through each season. We're going to rank the seasons. At the very end, we'll have a final episode where we rank the seasons, and we'll come up with a top 5 episode list. Does this sound like fun, Johnny?
I love it. And also, Nights, I'll have more of the super fan stuff to tell Jay what he's missing out on.
I love it. Nights, thank you so much. We will catch you. Oh, and tell us in the comments what your favorite episode from this season is.
What did we miss?
Favorite line.
Tell us your favorite, because I know not everyone's like Jay and loves the super fan episodes. What was your favorite deleted scene, too? I want to know what I missed.
Seriously. All right, Nights, we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Flippity flip.